My microphone's off. That's not helpful. Let's get the YouTube chat. My channel? Sure. There we go. There's the live chat. Hi, hon. Hi, Annette. Look at I have sparkles on the side of my hair. I don't know why. Oh, that works. It's been a long day. It's been a long day so far. I've been live for a couple hours and I wanted to make some deep dive conspiracy content, sort of, kind of. And I thought it'd be fun to do with everybody else instead of just sitting there by myself and doing it. So I hope you guys are here for it. And I feel like the chat is a little bit like, I mean, I want it to be big enough to read, not like I expect it to fill the screen or anything, but, and I tried to match the background a little bit. I don't know. I look really white today. I'm super white. But it's okay. If I mess with the color anymore, then I'm going to end up with green everything. You just got home? Okay. I saw you in there earlier, by the way. Thanks for coming through. Hi, Bridget. Hi, Ida. IDA. I always call you Ida because it's easier. I'm opening my non-sponsored drink because the other one got warm. This one's going to be just kind of like winging it. I figure I've got a couple ideas for some I call them now shallow dives because I'm not going into like a super deep in-depth look into things. I'm just doing the things. Yeah. And I think I have it where I can put it up on screen with I might have to finagle with that a little bit, but either way. Bailey wanted a library behind me, but it just the screen I've been messing with it for like an hour and a half. So, yeah, that wasn't working. And as most of you know, I was live for a couple hours earlier. So I'm a little bit in that mode where I'm kind of winging it and whatever happens, happens. And I'm not going to stay on a whole heck of a long time. I've got, adulting and house cleaning and laying around pretending I'm going to be house cleaning to do. But, I just wanted to match my background. I thought that would be that would be fun. So I'm pink today. Got my pink shirt on. It's all of us girls in here right now. Let's go. So I had a couple ideas. I think I wrote them down on my phone of stuff we can look into. I did not have a good night's sleep. I never do. I get up over and over. I don't need a lot of sleep. I actually do worse when I sleep longer than when I like some people like to sleep for a really long time and they're like, "Oh, if I sleep more, that's better." It's not necessarily for productivity and your mindset and, motivation. So, hey Bridget, I want you to check and see if you can do the Kirby emoji. You should be able to. If you go into like the little emoji icon where you can look for like I think YouTube emojis, it should be there. Yeah, see this right here next to me? How it's like pixelated? It irritates me. I think it's my shadow. What can you do? What can you do? All right, let's see. I had this one. I'm writing it down. And then I had a couple more. Let me look them up real quick. I had a couple. That one I thought was a really good one. And they're so. I'm just looking on my phone. It's supposed to move. I didn't know it didn't move. Darn. Still, you get the idea. It's the bouncing emoji. No, no, no nightmares about their voices. What's up, Mario? Like, okay, so I was looking up ideas for stuff to look up. There's I almost wanted to do a segment on how silly some of the listed conspiracy theories are. Like, I think some of them are really silly, but I do want to start out with something, and it's going to take a second because I got to look it all up, pull up examples. So I'm going to use like, look at I can see my face. I'm like into the screen. Um, so, and this I'm going to cut up because this is a hard one for me, y'all. I'm going to start it off because most of us are girls up in here of an age. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, where did it go? It just minimized. Oh, okay. See how my mouse is going here? That's because that's where the chat is, but it's hidden. So, what does everybody think that a 40-year-old person looks like? I'm sincerely curious. I'm sure that people have all kinds of opinions. I mean, what I thought it looked like when I was 13 is not the same as what obviously now or that my kids think a 40-year-old looks like. And I'll start this into a segment in a minute. I want to say hi to you guys for just a second. Have I been on for 7 minutes? What have I been doing for 7 minutes? Really? Okay. That's crazy pants, man. Let's try my settings. I want to see something. My intention is that I want it to be HD because the last one wasn't HD and I don't know why. It made me mad. Uh it's HD, so it should be fine. Oh, see, I don't have it up on the screen, so I won't see it. There we go. There we go. Ida, you've got kind of the right idea going with that. I saw a post. Oh, I'll talk about it in a minute. I'll talk about it in a minute. Because I want to make like a whole thing about it because it was a lot. It was a lot. It was like getting when someone surprises you with information and you're like, I don't think that's right, and you have to look at it for a second and it's like making sure that my stuff's not on screen. Like I said, I don't have a huge expectation of lots and lots of people hanging out just because frankly it's Saturday and it's actually nice out here. I don't know what it's like where you guys are. I know we were talking Celsius Fahrenheit the other day or earlier. I don't know when. If you give me a second, I'm going to ping everybody. And hold on. There. Okay. So, I mean, I didn't at everyone because I've been told a million times I'm allowed to, but it's not a thing that I do. There we go. Okay. So, how are y'all doing? Everybody good? Did you guys enjoy the stream earlier? That was fun, wasn't it? We're back. We're back. I was hoping people enjoyed it because, we love talking to people and we love getting everybody's opinions. What's up, Ben? we like getting people's opinions and their inputs and all of that fun stuff. So, um, we took calls. We did it for 2 hours. Generally, we try to stay under 2 hours because honestly, burnout is real. It's super real, especially with when we have stuff we got to get done. So then what you do is your brain starts going, okay, how long's it been? And you realize, oh, I've got this to do, or this, like Karen was coming over, that kind of stuff. And then you stop being like invested and engaged as much. And it's not anybody's fault. It's just how that works. So we have to, that's why we try to keep limitations. We try to keep time limits. We're not very good at it. Like you'll see me give side eyes, like, like I do, um, to try to indicate like maybe that there is, things are going on too long. And it's not against anyone personally. It's just, we have to have time for people, make time. And it's not fair, even if there's nobody else calling in, let's just say, for example, give me your input on this. Even if nobody else is calling in at the moment, by the way, Zach, hello. Um, do you think it's fair if, since no one else is waiting in the wings, if we let somebody keep going when, for example, everyone else kind of got like 2 to 3 minutes because there's people waiting, but then suddenly nobody's waiting? Should we allow that person to just keep going, or keep the 2 to 3 minutes and then us talk amongst ourselves until more people start calling in? That's kind of like a thing that's up in the air. It's not easy to manage. Generally, the urgency of someone sitting there helps kind of push you into, you know, moving things along. And it's not, like I said, it's not personal. It's just trying to give everybody a chance, a fair shake to be able to jump on if they want to. I'm very good. I'm a little worn out, and my green screen's being a jerk. It's like moving, and so then it's like making these sparkles, pixels. I hate that. So I'm trying to block it with my body, and then it makes my hair. Oh, that was better, right? Whatever. I'm thinking too much. That's what Cliff tells me. You're overthinking it. Yeah, well, that's what I do. But what I'm going to do today, other than ramble, as is my superpower, I'm going to either dive into topics that you guys want, or if you have any questions, or if there's anything I've been posting lately that you guys are interested in me going further into, let me know. I have a couple like somewhat topics or deep discussions. Nothing's going to be political within reason. It might. You never know. It might turn political. And it's not going to be mental health within reason. It might turn mental health-esque. In other words, I'm not going to purposefully go and like, oh, what about Diddy, or oh, what about Trump? I'm not doing all that. It's supposed to be casual. Like casual. Sorry, I'm like, I have the heat on, or I did earlier, and I'm like dying. That's why I'm trying to drink stuff. But if the chat goes slow, I know there's a delay. If the chat is slightly slow, I'm just going to keep talking, and I'm probably going to move on. So please don't be offended, or do whatever works. I haven't eaten a single thing today. I had like 2 grapes. So I'm hungry. All right. All of that wonderful back and forth conversation right there being said, I'm going to go ahead and move on to a topic. Now I'm going to cut this up, and I'm going to put it. Why is that doing that? Like, what is that? What's up, Stacy? Stacy will like this one too. Thank you, Bridget. That one is near and dear to my heart. The loyalty thing. It's something that anybody that is a super close friend of mine, especially like if you've been to Vegas with me, you've heard me make the rant about loyalty. It's a whole thing. My hair's being weird. Ignore it. So I'm going to do this whole age thing in a second, and I'm going to cut it up, and I'm going to put it on the channel as a separate video, just because I think it's interesting, and why not, My intention is to save myself all the effort in the world. I'm going to cut it at the beginning, and I'm going to cut it at the end, and I'm going to post it like that after making a thumbnail. So no crazy edits, no overlays and all that stuff. I don't want none of that, because I do that all the time on even channels you guys don't know about. I do that stuff a lot. And frankly, I just don't feel like it. So I'm going to keep it PG because I don't know, maybe that's why I'm not hitting the algorithm. I probably won't stay PG though, because PG, that ain't me. um, but if you guys are ready, I can get into it. Like I said, if you want me to deep dive onto any topics or talk about anything in general or ask me a question about even something I've posted or like what the heck are you talking about or whatever, I'm happy to do that. Like I did before with the one I got all kinds of flack on TikTok. Whew, they were not happy. All right. I don't know why you're posting numbers, but I mean, hey, all right. Keep the chat moving. Works for me. Engagement, man. Engagement is engagement. All right, let me set up my screen. I didn't think this through and I didn't have the capture ready. What didn't TikTok like? It was the one I showed last time where I was talking about how people like crying at the camera, basically people losing their minds and throwing adult tantrums. And they're like, oh, that's how people emote themselves. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you then. Yes, I don't think that's how. I don't think it's productive. If you're not in crisis, if you are legitimately, if you're sitting there and you're recording yourself and then posting it online with captions and hashtags, you're not in crisis. Get mad if you want. Oh, Stacy, you didn't have to do all that. You just wanted to put that on the screen. I see you. So here's the thing. Anyone that knows me knows that I'm pretty straightforward. I don't think that my opinion or my take is necessarily what works for everyone. And I don't care or need everyone to agree. It's just how I feel from my experience and my opinions and my brain. And if it doesn't resonate with you, that's fine. If it does, then great. Like either way, um, I'm really appreciative of people who constructively disagree with me without being a jerk. Like I posted one where someone's like, "You're an idiot," and I'm like, "Okay." So I'm just saying, like, I care. It's so hard. It's such a fine line. I care what people think, but I really don't. Right? I'm posting things because I'm hoping that on that one day that you're just kind of like, ah, or something, just whatever, and you hear something and you go, that resonates with me. Oh, okay. I didn't think of it that way. And maybe, or someone goes, it's the same thing as when people go, oh, yes, 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 yes. I agree. Yes. When you see something you agree with, you're excited. It's like, yeah, exactly this. My favorite thing is on, like, for example, on TikTok is when somebody favorites my video, means the world. I'm like, somebody really resonated with what I said, or they hated it enough that they're going to save it to send to somebody and talk crap about me. So either way, win. Exactly. The last thing you're thinking of is grabbing a camera. And then, okay, so somebody in the comments was like, hey, I'm about your age. Well, I don't know if we're going to get into that in a minute. I'm a little bit older and I felt the same way. I thought, oh, what are these crazy people doing? And then she's like, but then I realized that these generations, that's how they express themselves. And I'm like, and then I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, this is going to be a hot take, y'all. I'm thinking to myself, is that really something we want to encourage? Is that how you handle stress is you record yourself and you put it out there for the internet and then you get mad when somebody makes fun of you looking stupid? I did address this last time too, the whole bring back light bullying, like not in a negative way. I'm so getting limited for that. I'm not monetized, so who cares? Um, but like bring back not shaming people, but like tisking people for stupidity. If you're acting dumb and you're wearing something that looks stupid, then the looks that people have should tell you. You shouldn't be like, oh, you can't look at me like that. Well, then don't wear stupid things. If you can wear what you want, I can look at you how I want. Like, seriously. What the hell's wrong with people? But they post these over emotional crisis moments, pouring out their heart, and then somebody goes, it ain't that serious, right? And they're like, oh, and everyone attacks them. They're and they all jump on this person, they dogpile them, and they're like, what is going on? Why aren't you agreeing with her? How dare you, lessen her struggle? Oh, and it's like, because she's talking about her toast pop, but didn't come all the way out. Like, it's not that serious. I get that it's like in a series of things bad that happened to you today. Like, you stubbed your toe and then your toast didn't pop out, but like, you put yourself on the internet, baby. What do you expect? But if you're saying anything against that type of behavior, you're allowed to be flamed to no end and everyone agrees with them, right? So if I say that whole process of propping up your phone during a crisis and recording it and putting it online and then getting mad when someone comments something you don't like, if I say that is not okay and that we really should just stop, I'm allowed to be talked negatively to. See, I'm allowed to be shamed and told how horrible and dark-hearted and evil of a human I am. But if someone were to say that on that video, huh? So I don't understand. I'm not quite sure. I should be like, I was in crisis watching people in crisis, and so I had to post. They'd be like, oh, in that case, good on you, honey. Hell, people are weird, man. People are weird. Anyway, people are weird. Well, that's the thing, is that something I really like to get into is I consistently post. I tend to do it at the same time because I just don't have time to like time it out and like schedule. I just post it when I'm done with it. I generally record it and post it right away. I love to see retention rate because it's amazing how short people's attention spans are. The brain already tells you, it's a study. You can look into it. I can look it up, but I don't feel like it. In the first 3 seconds, people know if they're going to watch a video or not. Probably at length, if they're going to watch the whole thing or not. Within milliseconds, it's proven that your brain is aware of if you're going to click on it or not. That's why the opening shot matters. That's why what's on the screen. That's why thumbnails. I'm not talking thumbnails like on YouTube. I'm talking thumbnails like the ones that show up for that split second before the video starts. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. If you, for example, if you use CapCut, there is a thumbnail. It says cover. It's called cover. There's a cover at the beginning, and it's a still shot, right? So if you have a thumbnail, it's on your channel. That's the still frame that's showing like your thumbnail. So that technically gets attached to the beginning of your video. So let's say you were to click the video but never actually play it. It just is sitting there paused without ever moving. That's the still shot. And then the video plays would be like a millisecond right after. That's why those are so important, because our brains are super fast processors. And we know ourselves, and we know we're probably not going to like That's why a lot of people are like, well, why don't people like this? Well, because the people that you think would like the aesthetic of what you're doing swiped away because they didn't realize in that first second or two that what you're doing is what they like. Does that make sense? I know I'm talking in circles, but okay. So Wallflower, I agree with you. The brain is also known to check the first thing it disagrees with. I don't. I'm one of those that's like, eh. I'm weird though. I also don't scroll on feeds. I generally only watch reels that people send me, or if it's at the very top, like the top 1 or 2 on my feed itself, and only on like one platform. I only use Instagram for that, or if my mom sends them. She sends a lot. Cat videos, fart videos, all kinds of stuff. But I don't. My algorithm thinks that I hate watching videos, maybe. But then the problem with that is that my algorithm also realizes that, oh, there's very few that I'll click on, and when they are, they're usually friends. And so then I get all of their content constantly, which is okay, but I'm still not watching it. Sorry, guys. Like, I'm sorry. I'd love to help you out, but I don't have the 15 seconds, So anyway, yeah, the brain is crazy and content's crazy, and we're encouraging this behavior. So instead of telling people to be patient and wait for a minute, wait for a second, we're telling the creators, do it faster. put everything into the first 2 words. If the hook isn't good, oh, the content is trash. You have to write you have to write a hook for your content. You have to do a leading, exploring, or intriguing question or comment to start it off. It's required. Yeah, otherwise, people will be like, the best ones resonate with somebody. So if you somehow in that second, that sentence, those couple words, make someone go, because it resonates with them, you've got them at least for 5 to 8 seconds. That's the norm. So then think about it. If you finish your sentence and then you speak again, the chances of you getting your entire point across in 5 to 8 seconds is like none. And so then by that time, they've already swiped off. You know, I get it. I get you don't like TikTok. I don't either. I'm not a huge fan. I'm on there. You can ask Stacy. She knows. I get on there, post it. I refresh the screen on my profile to see like if the views are going up or if it's doing okay or if I have comments. And other than that, I don't use it at all. It's purely to get my stuff out there. So, but yeah, I'm using it for selfish purposes and not for attention, not like for, oh my God, I want 1,000 followers so that they can, love and adore me. I don't care if people like and adore me. I care if people respect me or if they respect what I'm saying, even if they don't agree. That matters to me more. I guess. But yeah. Good Lord, I have to read that twice. Hold on. I get what you're saying. I think I'm reading it wrong. I'm a firm believer in people taking ownership for being able to hold someone's attention, being just as, if not more, relevant as the person whose attention is in question. I get what you're saying. However, it reads to me like you're saying, well, it's their responsibility to hold attention. But see, whatever my point is that in 5 to 7 seconds, the majority of people, the less time you have to get your point across, the more curated your content is. The more curated your content is, the less authentic and real and in the moment that it is, right? Because I'm already here for 27. What have I been doing for 27 minutes? Can anyone tell me? It was just 7 minutes. I think my clock is going twice as fast. Yes, disturbing videos. Thank you for that, by the way. I will never look at a fluffy hamster the same again. Ever. Or kid's toy. Like, Bailey, give me the squish'em. Let me see if it has hidden apparatus. Anyway, so I'm going to move on to my first topic. I remember I said I was going to start it and then stop it. So I will talk to you guys. That's not it. I just want it to have like and here's what I'm doing. Like, I want it to have that just so that I have somewhere to start it at. And then I want to keep it concise so I can, but it needs to be 8 minutes. So if I ever get monetized and then suddenly get really, really famous, people that watch it, I'll get paid for it. People who shorten their stuff, I do that. I did that one time and it's my highest viewed short. The one where I said, well, people stop liking crappy content except mine. It was part of like a minute long spiel that I did that I had put on like Instagram, and I cut it down because I took a piece of it because I wanted to post them at the same time and see which one hit. Take a guess which one hit. Take a guess. Yeah. I did it one time. I usually don't do that. I try to keep my words concise. I've been getting better at it. Aren't you guys proud of me? I try to keep it under a minute so I can put it, well, YouTube doesn't require shorts be under a minute anymore. You can have it up to 3 minutes. But if it's over a minute, then it counts as, it doesn't hit the shorts algorithm in the same way. So if you have copyrighted sound, you can get away with it for shorts for under 60 seconds. If it's over 60 seconds, they'll copyright you. So yeah, fun fact. Learn that one the fun way. They're like, block. Thankfully, they were like 2 videos that had like 5 views. I'm like, oh, I guess those are gone. All right, let me see if I can put this on the screen. And you guys know, I hope you guys care about this. I mean, maybe you don't. I don't know. I do. So there. Window capture. Sure. We'll do existing. Oh, thank you. Oh, I did the wrong thing. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where is it? I don't see it on my screen. I put it to Chrome. Hold on. Ah, ah, I found it. That's huge. Huh. That's what she said. On a good day. Okay. Do you see what this is, y'all? Le Golden Girls. It's the golden ones. All right, I'm going to cover the chat. I'm sure you guys will cry about it later. All right? We're going to cry about it later. I'll watch the chat on the other screen, though. Hold on. So, by the way, my screen is over here. This that you see in front of you is over here. And the chat is over here. I can put it like on top of itself, but I have this weird thing where I want to make sure my eyes aren't crossed on screen. Or that I'm not like... Thank you, Wallflower. Appreciate it. Okay. I'm trying to think of what to call this topic. So, here's my question. Oh, let's do it the right way. Yeah. We'll do it this way so it looks like I know what I'm doing. Y'all. I know what I'm doing, y'all. Yeah. Okay. So, here's the question. How old do you think you look? Sincerely. How old do you think you look? And I'm not talking about the young and beautiful, model-esque, influencers who can like walk around in a paper bag and it's like, oh my goodness. Like, not them. Okay? Normal people. How old do you think you look? How old do you think people are? I want to do a guessing game. I'm going to wing it. I'm winging it. But I have something in mind. So what happened was, here's the story. What happened was I was on something, on my phone or something, and something popped up and it was like, did you know that the Golden Girls were in their 40s? And I was like, wait, what? No. No. Right? No. Right? Anyway, just saying. Because I'm in my 40s. And I don't think I look like a golden girl. Do you? I mean, it won't hurt my feelings too much if you say, oh, yeah, you look horrible. You look like you're 78. I'm like, okay, fine. Because I know you're lying. But, okay. So here we go. Let's put it on screen. What I did was I Googled the Golden Girls. This is the first thing that comes up. You can see that I searched right here. It says Golden Girls. There's my air fryer times on my bar for people to see. It's really none of y'all's business. Okay? Not you, Bailey. Hold on. Yes, I know I'm signed in. I don't even know how to do this. Whatever. I was going to hide it because I was like, there we go. You can't see anything now. Okay. Ignore me. So anyway, here's the Golden Girls. Oh, over here. We're going to look at some photos, y'all. Okay, why is this so tiny? It's tiny. Why is it tiny? Oh, that's better. Why am I lagging? Do I have two? It's being weird. Why am I lagging? Rude. Okay. I think this is not fair. These are the Golden Girls. Oh, because it's loading something? Nobody asked you. So I'm going to put Golden Girls age. Okay. They were way older, by the way. They played younger characters from what this is showing me. I was dying to know because Blanche is 47. Okay, so that's 6 years older than me. So I give it some grace, right? 6 years can be, you could, everything could change. Okay, things could shift and move. 6 years ago, I didn't look like this either. Um, Rose is 55, Dorothy's 53, Blanche is 47, and Sophia is 79. Well, I mean, that one's kind of obvious a little bit. But I'm more talking about 47. Now, mind you, I never really watched The Golden Girls. I watched Designing Women. I'm getting into them next. Um, I'm reading the chat. Sorry. I have no idea. But when people ask me what they say I look younger than I am, then I just maybe just want to be nice. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I truly, sincerely, okay, let me try designing women. Okay. Ages, the cast, right? Y'all are going on this dive with me. I'm looking over here because that's where my screen is that you're looking at right here. Okay, this was not what I wanted to know. Okay, what designing women, ages, and of characters. Right? Julia Sugarbaker. I don't want to know how old they were when they did the part. I want to know how old they were supposed to be. This is not helping me. Google. Okay, whatever. Okay. Oh, well, maybe here we go. Wikipedia. Let's go. Trust Wikipedia. So, sorry, that was my notification. Uh, they don't have any ages, which I think is really rude. Oh wow, this tells you all the this spoils everything. But okay, fine. Okay. Well, this is not fair. I thought they were like in their 30s, right? 30s, 40s. Like, oh, that did not help. There. Okay. Gracious. Okay, so there they are. I think this more tracks, but I think it's the hair. I think the hair just like ages you. What do you guys think? Does this make sense to you that they're in the early or late 30s, early 40s for the most part? Now, I can see that, right? Cuz she's super young. But these are the ones that she maybe, but these two have always kind of looked the same throughout history, these two actresses here. And they've always hit me as like between 35 and 40. But when I was younger, I thought they were like 35. And now she looks more 40 and she looks like more late 30s. What do you guys think? Am I crazy? So that made me think, okay, do people look younger at 40, 40 now? Let me fix that. Normal. Oh, oh, oh my God. I don't even know what this is. Do y'all know what we're looking at? Before and after. I don't know. See, not all not all shallow dives like are successful. Some of them bring me down a rabbit hole I don't want to go. On average, normal people tend to look younger at 40 now compared to previous generations. Better health, less smoking. Well, that ain't a factor for me. Improve skincare. Yep, don't do that. Cosmetic procedure. Yep, didn't do that. Shift in fashion trends. I don't know. Is this shirt make me look younger? Is that what it is? Uh, Key points, lifestyle. Yeah, none of those track with me. So I'm talking about me as an example. I don't think I look like I'm 41 or 48 or 46 or whatever. I don't think I look like I'm in my 40s. I think that I'm like right there. I feel like I look my age, but I don't feel my age. I feel like I stopped at 28 and I'm staying there. All right, bye, sec. Less makeup. Okay, so I don't wear face makeup. I don't wear foundation. I don't wear blush. I don't wear contour, highlighter, nothing. The only thing I wear is eyeshadow, eyeliner, sometimes mascara, and glitter. Because you can't see. I definitely have glitter on now, but a lot of it ended up on my hands and shirt. So what it Skulls told me, he said I was doing the Twilight look, sparkle. So anyway, this was the topic. Maybe this isn't the best topic, but I don't care. Why not? Point being is that I think that for sure people are looking younger at older ages now, and I'm not mad about it. Don't get me wrong. But on the flip side, it makes me a little curious as to some of the factors that might be aside from self care. I'm not saying not doing negative things that could negatively impact your health. I'm talking preservatives in our food or, other things that could be affecting, how people look at certain ages. I'm not talking plastic surgery because people are wild and out there. Like they come out of that surgery looking like someone else. And I'm like, and you can't say that because you say that and they're like, oh my God. Chris, Genie in a Bottle, Christina Aguilera. She always had a round, like I did too, like a round face. She was so cute. She was so cute. She looked healthy and she looked just glowing. She went under the knife and she's like, hmm? I was like, what happened? I'm not saying that that's not her best self and that's not who she wanted to be. That's not what I'm saying. If I could like magically make myself into the that I want to be, would I? Not surgically, no. But, if I could like step into a magical realm and come back looking fly, I would. But on the flip side, like I said something, I made a comment. I was like, she doesn't even look like herself because she went from genie in a bottle to like apple cheeked, gorgeous, big pipes. Like that was her. And now she's like this supermodel looking like, I'm like, and people are flaming me for that. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people liked the comment. Multiple people were attacking me for it. You just want her to look fat. I'm like, I never said she looked fat. I said she doesn't look like what I expected her to look like. That's all I said. I don't know why that was a problem. Again, quit making problems where there aren't none. Take comments for what they are. Like, stop reading into everything. See, and that's my thing. I don't use anything on anything. I just don't. I feel bad. I should, I guess. But so that's the thing is that, for example, I'm 41. I hope that I don't look 41 because everyone loves to be flattered and told they look younger. But if I look my age, I'm okay with that too. Now, if I look my age and I'm supposed to look like the Golden Girls, I have a problem with that. I have a problem with that. Like if someone's like, "Oh, you're the same age as," somebody said that, "You're the same age as the Golden Girls." I'm like, "What?" I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's preservatives? Do you think that it's They're, of course, advocating for good, healthy routines are making people look younger. You know what else is making people look younger? Easier lives, lazier lives. And speaking for myself too. We're not out in the fields working things. We're not having to walk further. Everybody has cars. Nobody has to, hoof it anywhere, really. We have Uber. Um, Nobody walks into town very much anymore. Plus, you wouldn't really want to the way that it's all overbuilt now. Um, People aren't doing hard labor. I'm not saying, oh, everyone should do hard labor, but no, it shortened and extended they built their strength. They were better shaped. That's why rich people were notorious for their floof. The floofier you were, the more respected you were because you had money. Because nobody else had the money to eat like that. Nobody else had the money to have other people do their work for them, and so they would lose the weight for working from during the daytime hours. Um, we just live different, completely different. We are protected. We're in a cocoon. We have softer fabrics. We have nicer products. We have all of these things. Now, is that good or bad? Of course, I wouldn't wish someone looking like hell on anyone, right? Who would want that? But on the flip side, so okay, tangent. 40-year old, not 40-year-old virgin, old across the decades. Ah, ding, ding, ding. Look at me doing cool stuff. Oh, that's not helpful. Oh, oh, women turn. What is this? All of these women are exactly the same age. Do you see? I'm looking at this picture right here. I want to make it bigger, but like I'm scared if I click it, it's gonna go certain places and lag me out. Oh, I have to click again. 35 clicks later, there it is. Okay, and I'm lagging. Stop trying to load. It's trying to load advertisements on the page that I'm looking at, so it's lagging me out a little bit. Is it done? Yes, it's done. Okay. All of these women are exactly the same age. They all lead pretty much the same kind of lives, busy. But of these 46-year-old women, the ones who look like they're able to keep up with that busy life are the ones who take care of themselves. This was like an old advertisement. Ooh. Oh, it's an old advertisement. Ooh, shady. They try not to eat too much or too little. They never miss a night's sleep. That's a new thing that I'm doing, by the way. I go to sleep. Or forget to get enough exercise. Yeah, skip that one. They start their days with a Geritol tablet. What's Geritol, you say? Geriatric? Anti-geriatric pills? I don't know. Iron and vitamins. Okay, well, that wasn't the point of what I was trying to do. I just wanted to see what people look like in different decades, like over the years. Oh. Like normal people. How hard is this? Okay, so this is a little different. Oh, there we go. This 1920s. Okay, so this is what the stereotypical 18. Oh, it's loading. Are you done loading? Okay. 18, 30, and 50-year-old look like in each decade for the last 100 years. This is what I wanted. Yay. Okay. The 20s. There's the 18-year-old. Okay, these are all AI. Y'all, they did not. Come on now. I was looking for real pictures. Ugh, I'm mad now. I really thought it was going to be real pictures. The 30s. Okay, I'm just scrolling. Oh, they look happy. Goodness. Look how smooth the AI made them. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that was a typical picture from the 50-year-old. Whatever. I mean, I actually know a couple 50, like they're 49, about to turn 50, and you wouldn't know it. Shout out to them. Hi. They aren't going to watch this. 60s. Okay. I mean, I'm sure they all look like flight attendants. They don't look 30. Do you think they look 30? I don't think they look 30 at all. AI, you screwed up, bro. 70. Oh, 70s hair. Beards and hair. You notice that all the men are like have no facial hair, and then the 70s hit, and that's all she wrote. Suddenly they're just fluffing everywhere. They're fuzzing. The women are fuzzing from all the different orifices, and the men are fuzzing from all their face. People just got furry. No, she's not. Oh, they look mad. Why do they look so mad? Well, I really wish they were real pictures, so I could kind of get a better idea of what I was looking for. But you're not 50. He's not 50. No. Mm-mm. No. Not even now. No, no. No, no. That's not 50. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I don't believe you. God, us 90s kids were like ratchet as hell, aren't we? My sister had like all the blouses with the big puffs, the shoulder pads and stuff. I was like, oh, I was more grunge. None of us tucked our shirts in ever. Oh, I don't know about that. Now, why do they look older than the ones from all these other decades? God, they're looking like paler and paler. Oh my. This is the evolution of men. Grow all the fuzz and then tie it up in a bun. Men buns. So you can flip it around and men bun you. I don't know. It just cracks me up. Oh, I'm, I'm such an Whew, I did not expect that. This is what the average 50-year-old looks like in 2010. I have this to look forward to. The hairstyle. I need to send to my mother. She probably would love it. Younger and younger, they look like babies, right? Eh, 20, 30. He looks like 30. Yeah, they look in their 30s. Oh, they're good friends. They're good friends. Very good friends. Look, fail. What do you think? Fail. What do they say in the comments? Let me see the comments. Where are the comments? Hey. Oh, come on. There's no where's the comments? I'm making myself dizzy scrolling back through this. Don't make me. Okay, okay. I guess AI still hasn't learned about fat people. Shade on AI. Okay, they're apologizing to each other. I don't care. They removed their comment. Oh, they're saying, "How dare you? It's their AI images. How dare you say that the Did anyone notice the fingers? Oh no. I didn't. Did you get What's wrong with their fingers? Let's look. Let's look. Well, they have the proper amount, right? I'm looking. I wish I should have put myself on the other side of the screen so I look like I'm looking at it. Their hands look right. Her fingers look a little inside out, like right here. Like they're going this way and that way. I don't know. No, into the 2020s. I mean, hands are really hard for like AI and stuff to get right. They're hard for regular people to get right. Ask any artist. Hands, some of them, if they specialize in hands, it's like crazy. All right, I'm bored scrolling through this. Oh my, sir. Sparkly. Okay, I see that one. You guys see this one? Where's this extra thumb come from? There's one. There's another thumb, and there's just four fingers. What's this extra thumb doing? I mean, for the most part, they did pretty good compared to what I've seen. I mean, I don't know why her finger's bending that way, like right here. It's bending back towards her. She's got like double jointed, like, but I mean, I wasn't trying to make this about AI, but someone said it, okay? It wasn't me. I think her wrist is backwards, but okay. I don't know. Anyway, I don't agree necessarily. I don't quite think that that's what I expected it to be. And I certainly wasn't expecting AI. I was looking for real photos. Oh, she's jacked. Wow. She kicked my ass. Yes, the extra thumb could come in handy. Double the grip, you know? Just saying. This is. I'm super sad. I was hoping that they'd have like more in the 80s and 90s, maybe? 45-year-olds, by the way. Diane, is that Diane Keaton and Steve Martin? Well, Steve Martin always had that white hair. So they're in their 40s. They're in their 40s. They're my age. They're my age. Do you see me? I'm all sad. I'm like, whoa. What? What? I don't want realistic. I want real. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want realistic because that implies that it is meant to look as if it's real. I want actual. The 60 most embarrassing. I don't even want to know. Oh, all right. I'm probably not going to get very far if I keep doing this. 40-year-olds in the 90s versus now. That's funny. Ah, hold on. Ew. Okay, they don't count. They're celebrities. They're all like primped and fixed. That's funny though. This is 40. This is also 40. Kim Kardashian. She's literally a walking doll. This is 30 in 1989. What? And this is 30 today? Wha- What? Okay, I already saw him. Uh, Cher at 30. She didn't look her age. I don't need to go down this road here. Why are we looking at this? She looks like 12. That's not fair. That's not what I want. Okay, anyway. You get what I'm saying though. I think and the whole point was is I was hoping that these searches would produce a little bit more information that was a little bit more applicable to what I was trying to portray, which was that I think that there's more to it than just skincare. I think it has a lot to do with lifestyle, hands down lifestyle. Um, the amount of comfort, creature comforts that we have, especially in this country, surpasses any other decade. Now, you can see this if you compare side by side other countries that don't have the same luxuries or access to the same things at every level and every age and every income. You can see it change. That's why you also see people that have a little bit more money they're all so pretty. Yeah, well, because, I'd be pretty too if I didn't have to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. It's just a thought. I just was shooketh. Was shooketh. I'm like, wait, I'm a golden girl? I didn't know what to think. What do you guys think? Yes, chemicals in food, air, water. I mean, here's the thing. Think about it. Before, everybody was all about fresh air, right? Because it wasn't because it was because you didn't have central air, central heat everywhere with fun second tangent. Um over protecting ourselves from air, food, things that make you sneeze, all these things. It's funny that the same things are around now that were around then, and all of a sudden it's a problem. I'm a big proponent of trying to figure out why that is. Sociology is my favorite thing in the whole wide world. And of course it has everything to do with some of it's herd mentality, some of it is if everyone says this is a thing, it's a thing, right? If you feel some type of way, it's mental health. Your mental health is in danger. Do people have mental health issues? Yes. Do people need mental health help? Yes. Do people need therapists and sometimes medications and processes to help them get through some things? Yes. Is every single time that you're like, this movie was sad, call my therapist? Like, no, stop. People stop. The same with all the preventative. I understand homeopathic stuff, but like the preventative medications. So not only are you taking medications to make yourself feel better when you don't feel good, right? And I'm not talking about sick. I'm talking about you have the sniffles. Go get the Vicks. Oh, Alka-Seltzer, let's go. You know what I mean? You have that aspect of it. And then you also, on the flip side of that, you have the preventative. So now we're like, okay, well, I was on an airplane, so I'm going to take this medicine so that I don't get a cold. How does that work? How does that protect you? I mean, I haven't dove into it. Welcome back. I haven't dove into it, but I know that some people are like, oh, it works. Because you didn't get sick, or did you not get sick because you weren't going to get sick anyway? How do you prove a negative? I don't know. Air filtration. People aren't outside, and when they are outside, there's exhaust fumes. There's all the from chemicals and car exhaust, and you know the electrical wires and vibes and frequencies that we're all exposing ourselves to all the time. So there's a million different things that have changed, not necessarily for the best. I mean, would you want to live forever if you're pickled? You know, I don't know. I can't imagine. Can you imagine some of these celebrities that have had like so much work done passing away, and it's just like a skeleton, and like, oh, like in the future, these are the ancient graves of the early humanity, and they go and they dig them up for scientific and to put them in a museum because that's what we do. And here, this is what they lived. They were made of plastic. We're biological. We have evolved past the original man who was plastic with a BBL. We don't know why they needed lumps on their buns, but apparently there was nowhere to sit. I don't know. Like, can you imagine if once we become the ancients, what people will say? Mind blowing. It's crazy. Anyway, that's my rant about it. Obviously, there's so many tangents to go on to. Some tangents about what effects, and if all the effects are positive or negative. And then, of course, you can go into the extremes of people who are like, no, I'm not going to drink water because someone put fluoride in it 17 years ago, and mine is coming from the spring in my backyard, but it must be contaminated with bad vibes. Or I'm like, what? People are just saying things. They're just saying things, and people, if you say anything, there is an expert who will be happily paid to explain it to you. I've learned that. There's somebody I used to follow that I kind of respected. Like, I didn't know her well enough to respect her, but she got on with Turning Point, and I was really stoked for her. I was really stoked for her. And then now she does like homeopathic, but she's like everything is like, oh, hurting you, and eating a Fruit Loop is a problem. And I'm like, okay, I get it, I do, but like moderation, y'all, a little bit. She's like, no. Yes, people do overdo it. So anyway, I'm gonna end this segment. Whatever it's worth. Yep, clip it there. And I might have one more. I'm not gonna stay on too much longer because I'm going to wear out, guys. I'm not even kidding. With the light on me, and you can see I keep moving my neck because I'm trying to stay close, but not like hunch. Because when I'm working, I hunch over like this because I'm like this working. So I'm trying to stay sitting up, and my body is like, bitch, what are you doing? You don't have good posture? Quit faking it. Fake it till I make it. Anyway, that's another thing. Keyboards and computers have created us, with the bad posture, the way that we walk, the way that we lean. There's a million things. I had a question. New start. I only have like a couple of these, and I just wanted to dive into some of the outrageous ones that I just want to know, do you guys agree with this or not? I have a couple thoughts on something that's interesting that I know that everyone's heard of, and I'm going to get into the basics of it before I get into some of the funny ones. Let's put it that way. But how are you guys doing? Y'all take a pee break? Y'all take get something to drink? Y'all good? I might actually take a pee break just because I might go eat a grape. Who decides what's normal? Me. I decide what's normal to me. Normal is subjective, but within reason, right? Within reason. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're one of my best friends in the whole wide world. You will never convince me that there is not a such thing as normal. Mm-mm. Now, normal shifts in the decades and when technology and trends and things come out, okay? Generally, normal is revolving around perspective and what's the word? Perspective and just what makes sense, and sometimes moralistic and things. Acting normal is like not walking around like this. I mean, what if everybody walked around like that? Would that be normal? Well, I don't think it would ever get that way because it's uncomfortable and it's obnoxious. But then yet people do crazy things and wear crazy things and say crazy things, and everyone accepts it and they make it a new normal. You know how you get that to stop? Don't accept it. I tell my kids all the time, the cool kids are only cool because you said they are. The second you stop saying they're cool, they're no longer cool. And guess what? They lose their power. That's how that works. They're only cool because someone says they are. Look what happened to all the celebrities. Huh. I will tell you what you should do with your mind and who you should support. Right? I'm making tons of money telling you what to do because I'm cool, and therefore you have to listen to me because you like my stupid posts of weird things and weird outfits. Cool, right? And what happened? That was the biggest celebrity in history, I think, at this point. I don't think we've ever basically thumbed our noses at celebrities as much as we did this month, actually. Zach, I get what you're saying, and that's a nice flip to it, but the point of it normal is like a generalized consensus of what makes sense. And the not normal people are the minority. And I'm not saying that minorities are normal. I'm saying the minority, like the people who do their eyebrows where it's from here all the way up to here and back down again. That's not normal. For them, they think, oh, that's how I do it. Okay. But in the grand scheme of things, it's more than just like these out of three people, you can act the way you want. It's the general consensus. And the general consensus also includes other countries and cultures and things of that nature. So It's just kind of like the generalized what's okay, I guess. I'm actually pretty normal, which is weird because people think that, I always say like the channel has a thing that says what's, not so normal conversation. I'm saying it's not typical behavior, right? It's not typical to sit down with a guest and just yap. Now it is because someone started it and now people are doing it and saying they're the first. They're not. That's okay. If you know, you know. Um, but to just have a conversation versus doing an interview and asking directed questions and like pre approving the questions and conversation topics ahead of time. Like, it's not normal. It's not typical. It's not usually done. But the meta changes and things shift. And now podcasts are normal, conversation, real authenticity. People miss it. People want to realize that people are real and they're not all curated. You know how harmful curating everything that people see is, and that is what these huge companies and advertising and marketers, that's what their job is. They curate everything. And so now we've put normal people, right? Someone who could pick up a phone and never use an app before, and they can curate your opinion and your glimpse into their world. It's all curated, and anyone who thinks it's not is delusional. Everything's curated. I'm curated. Do you think I didn't do this on purpose? Like, come on. I have a green screen. I went out and got a green screen. I matched my shirt just because I thought it'd be cute. Like, it's curated. I have a couple topics written down because I wanted to make sure that I had something to pull up. I didn't look it up ahead of time. My shorts that I do, of course they're curated. I don't redo the whole thing. I'll say something. I'll be like, but and I'm like, what the? Or the bird goes, and I'm like, okay. And I'll erase that like 6 seconds, but I don't do the whole thing, but it's curated. Well, I'll say this a little bit extreme. And here we go. I also did a post about this one where I said, do not make generalities into extremes and like specific examples of extremes. People do that all the time. When someone speaks in generalities, people like to respond with very extreme, targeted comments to get a rise out of people. I hate that. And only because if it's meant as a genuine conversation, which yours actually could be considered genuine conversation because saying it that way is the extreme part. The sentiment behind punishing or having consequences for children is different. The way you said it is a little extreme, and that's what people would see, and they wouldn't even see what you were trying to say. See, it's couched in wording that will hit exactly as you intended. Unfortunately, it makes it so that it's not really a topic that can be discussed because nobody agrees with beating kids. Like, that's not a thing. But consequences, punishment, discipline is definitely lacking. Absolutely. I think that everyone in this world deserves to get slapped in the mouth if they say some of the stuff they say online. It's like a total FAFO moment. You know what I mean? Like, people they should say something to somebody's face once. All these people, the keyboard warriors that are just like, oh my God, and they want to say all these nasty, hateful, rude people. You know what I mean? And they want to pop off on everybody. They should in person. Wouldn't it be funny if they're on their keyboard and like, and suddenly it's like a virtual call and the person just reaches through the virtual screen and goes, boop, just knocks them upside the face. But they wouldn't say that again. That's the whole thing. There's no consequences for people. In general, people don't have consequences and it sucks. All right, I'm going to move on to this topic. Because I'm still yapping and rambling and I don't want to do that. I want to go. I have 2 episodes left on my show and I have to clean my front room because it looks like a train hit it. Anyway, I'm going to go to my next topic, which is the Mandela effect. You know? The Mandela effect. Y'all know what that is, right? Right? Y'all know what the Mandela effect is? I mean, here we go. We're going to put it on screen. So, the Mandela effect is a social phenomenon where a large group of people misremember a specific detail about a person, place, or event. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. Um, Obviously, it was about and I'm not even looking at that. Nelson Mandela. They thought he died in prison, I think, and that's where it came from. So that's where the Mandela comes from. But it's remembering things. It's not just one person remembering things. It's an entire group of people remembering the same thing the same way wrong. Now, here's the question. Here, I'm going to get into the. You guys ready for the nitty gritty, the dark and twisty part of it? There is a theory in which people liken the Mandela effect to multiple parallel universes or timelines, things of that nature, where someone has gone and they've done tripped over something and it caused a butterfly effect and it has changed something, which is why mass amounts of people were able to remember the same thing incorrectly and just swear by it. But yet you look at the history and it is not. Now, there's also another theory that the government or big entities or whoever's behind the scenes or aliens, whoever, insert whatever chaotic group into that phrase there, is manipulating by purposefully messing with people by changing things. Now, mind you, that is very typical of what's called gaslighting. Gaslighting is is basically convincing somebody that they are going crazy by doing things purposefully in order to mess with them and to convince them of something that isn't true. For example, if I were to wear this shirt and I wore a different one earlier, if I was to wear this shirt and someone's like, "Oh, you changed your shirt," I'd be like, "What are you talking about? I was wearing this earlier." So they go to look and I go, and I switch my shirt and they're like, "Oh, well, that's the one you were wearing." And I'm like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean another shirt?" Like, "Yeah, I just mentioned it. I thought you said you hadn't changed your shirt." So I went and looked, but no, it's the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. Like, what are you even talking about? What are you talking about? I don't understand. And then they go, "Oh, well, that's weird." Okay, so they go get a glass of water, switch my shirt again. They come back, they're like, "So you did change again. I've been wearing this all day. I don't know what you're talking about. You sure you don't need help?" Suddenly, sure you don't need help? Sure there's nothing wrong with you? Tripping. Yeah, okay. You must be crazy. It's not me who's doing all of this just to mess with you being crazy. So anyway, people are so that's another theory is like that whole to gaslight people in order to control them. Because when you get somebody on edge, and I'm telling you this from experience, you guys, from experience, when you have been gaslit and told over and over and over again that you are crazy, and everyone in the room is agreeing with the person who's trying to convince you that you're crazy because they don't want to piss them off because they don't want to be on the receiving end of it, right? Or they just don't bother to correct it, or it's done in private, right? When you're on the receiving end of that for a long time, it unsettles you, right? So you grasp on tightly to anything that you know is true, that no one else can shift. So anything coming from within, you hold on to because you know that's me. No one can change it. Nobody can mess with this, right? That's me until they start messing with you that way, and that's a whole thing. But no, I'm just saying people tend to look for they're confused and they're panicking and they're looking for explanations because it's confusing and it makes them feel a little bit crazy and a little bit off-putting and off-center. Like, well, do you really believe it? So then when they see something and someone's like, no, 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 this is what really happened. You go, oh, okay, okay, so this is what really happened. Now you just locked in an opinion. You locked in facts. What if those facts aren't true? What if the original facts were true? Aliens, lizard people. Just saying. Yeah, there is nothing worse. That is a topic I am very well versed on. And I have gone toe to toe with people who have said publicly gaslighting doesn't exist. Mm, mm. Mm, it does. I'm not going to say who it was. They're still wrong. Anyway, so I have a couple, I put it on my phone. I have a couple of examples um, of the Mandela effect that I thought were really interesting. Sorry if you're hearing that notification. My phone is connected to my PC and I keep trying to turn it off and it keeps reconnecting. It's weird. Okay, so here's one. How many of you guys remember the book when you were a kid? Berenstain Bears. I'm sure you guys probably know some of these, and that's fine. If you know some of them, just enjoy. I'm gonna throw a couple out there. The Berenstain Bears, right? What's up, Vikes? Do you want to play a little bit? Because I'm about to get off here. After I do this whole deep dive into the Mandela effect, which I just had a couple funny ones. I already did the conspiracy part. Do you guys know what the Berenstain Bears are? I will pull it up for you if you're not sure. Oh my god, I thought I was typing, but apparently I'm not. There's the Berenstain Bears, right? That's animated. Well, there were books, remember? So, do you remember how do you pronounce it? So, for example, I call them the Berenstain Bears. Steen, Stein. And if you look at this, it's stain, right? So these are the bears. These are the books. These are kids' books that a lot of us grew up on. And I call them Berenstain Bears. Pikes, you're not far off from what I was saying a little bit ago. Um, it's Berenstain, not Berenstein. Everyone remembers Berenstein. I think everyone I've ever spoken to remembers Berenstein. I know this one's not a really hard hitting one, but you get where I'm going with this, right? This was a softball. So, Mr. Know It All, Vikey Pooh, in Star Wars, what does Darth Vader say to Luke? The iconic thing that he says to Luke. What? Empire Strikes Back? Is that the right one? It's AIN, Wallflower, right? Isn't that crazy? What is the iconic phrase that Darth Vader says to Luke? When they're like, ah, and he's like, oh, and he's like, ah. Right before he loses his hand, I think, or something. He's like, no, and his face goes crazy. No. Wallflower's pretty much right. Most people think it's Luke, I am your father. Luke, I am your father. Right? That's what most people think. Apparently, the actual phrase is, no, I am your father. Who knew? I could put it on the screen if you want. Luke, I am your father. There it says right there. Boom. Darth Vader does not say, Luke, I am your father in Star Wars. He says, no, I am your father. Ooh, I remember it as Luke, you are my father. Or what? Okay, so for you, I don't even know, Dragon Ball nerds out there? Anybody a Dragon Ball nerd? Maybe? I'm gonna put it in here anyway. I'm gonna make it really fast. Pikachu has a black tip on his tail, right? Isn't that he's the yellow one with a black tip on his tail? Anybody know? You spell Pikachu, P-E-E. I'm kidding. I know it's not that. P-I-K-A-C-H-U, right? There's no black. See? It's one of these things where everyone's like, oh, yeah, because he has the tips on his ears, but he doesn't have the tip on his tail. That one is a softball, too, I think. I have a list over here. I was writing it down. Okay, so the Monopoly Man. This is a good one because I don't know what to think about this one. Does the Monopoly man have a monocle? I know Mr. Peanut does. I know Mr. Peanut does, but does Mr. Monopoly have a monocle? If you guys don't know what a monocle is a piece of an eyeglass. It's round and it's on a chain, and they like have it. And they're like, and it's like hanging, and they hold it like this with their eye ridges. No, I think Wallflower. I think that the thing is that it's a massly believed thing. So it's not like, oh, that's not how I remember it. It's more like you and everybody else you spoke to thought the same thing. Like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Now, the Mandela part, the Nelson Mandela, I have no doubt at some point somebody had leaked information or, whisper that he had died in prison. So, or that they just forgot about him and that their brain justified it. Somebody said it somewhere and some people adopted it as the truth. I'm just saying, like a tabloid or something. And so everybody thought maybe it happened or didn't even think about it. Who knows? So the Monopoly man, and shout out to you that are participating in this because it's really hard for me to sit here and talk about it when nobody's answering me. Just so the Monopoly man does not have a monocle. Now, you see he has both here. So this is Snopes. Snopes is one of my favorite websites. I don't know if it's still valid. It used to be because I would go there all the time to check and say, like, is this true? And it was really good at giving actual facts versus, BS made up stories. He's never worn, that's the claim. He'd never worn in any standard game. However, banknotes in at least one edition of Monopoly Junior okay, so I don't care. I don't count that. Did anybody play Monopoly Junior? Was that a thing? That was not a thing for me. That's not a thing. Like, that doesn't count. Like, one time, one note accidentally had a monocle on it, so people might have. No. We're talking about mainstream masses, okay? This one's stupid. Okay. How do you spell Meyer? Oscar Meyer. How do you spell Oscar Meyer? Like wieners, like hot dogs. My friend calls them wieners. It drives me crazy. She's like, we can get a wiener, slingshot it at the dog. I'm like, I don't know if we call them that anymore because words get canceled all the time. How do you spell Oscar Meyer? Put it in the chat if you can. Or, you don't have to comment below because by this time I already have given you the answer. Meyer? Okay. Okay. So my point was Meyer, the E. Yay, I got one. The brand is Oscar Mayer. Just for the record. Just don't you want to know? I wish I was an Oscar Mayer wiener. Yeah. Sorry, I just saw another one. I was like, ew. So yeah, it's Mayer, Oscar Mayer, but I guess they say Meyer, They just pronounce it there. Myers, yes, it's definitely a grocery store too. I know what you're talking about. Okay, so that one was fun. So Mr. Rogers. You guys all know who Mr. Rogers is? Right? Mr. Rogers, the cardigan, right? Sweet, nice guy. Someone AI'd him into flipping everybody off. I thought that was great. I'm 99% sure he didn't do that, but it would have been boss if he did. So, Mr. Rogers' theme song It's a beautiful day, and we'll have finished that sentence. It's a beautiful day in the. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Like what? What do you? How do you remember it sounding? Yeah, Tom Hanks is not Mr. Rogers. Don't start with me. Tom Hanks is like, he talks to volleyball, so I don't want to talk about him. Yes, won't you be my neighbor? But that very first wonderful day in the neighborhood. Okay, I remember his beautiful day in the neighborhood. That's what I remember. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. So I guess that's implying that in other neighborhoods it was crappy outside, like it was raining or something. But it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. I'm not pulling it up because that one was kind of silly, but okay. Day in the hood. I think these are silly. I mean, there's a list of them. Like I said, I thought some of these would be harder hitting. I told you I pull it up and I don't like research it. So if they're lame, that happens. One of the other ones. Okay, so these are two that. Okay, so these are quotes from like movies and stuff. Um, I lost it. Oh, Forrest Gump, the famous line about chocolates, right? Life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you're gonna get, right? That's how it's supposed to be. Um, the actual line, and I can see it in my head because of context, right? So think of what he's doing. He's sitting there talking to someone and he's quoting someone, right? So he's not saying life is like a box of chocolates. Life was like a box of chocolates. So he's talking about somebody speaking in like past tense, sort of. So it makes sense in context, but it's not what anyone says. Um, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come, right? But there you go. Life was like, yeah, that's the correct phrase. That's the correct phrase. Field of Dreams, if you build it, they will come. That's not what he says. If you build it, he will come, which within context makes sense. Of course, if you build it, he will come, but that's not what they're whispering. If you build it, he will come. No, they're saying they will come. Just saying. It used to be one of my favorite films as well. There's other ones, of course, where people remember things one way when it never did happen, or people swear that somebody got a number one song, but like no one's heard of it. People, then you get into the deep dive types where I just don't have the wherewithal to do today. The deep dive ones where people have entire, what's the word, mindsets based on things that have happened or were said that didn't, and how damaging that can be. And so if it is somebody that is out there who is gaslighting and manipulating, or if they tripped over a stapler in another timeline, thank you for ruining Fruit of the Loom. There's no cornucopia. I didn't even think of a cornucopia. I thought that would be weird. Fruit of the Loom, does it have a cornucopia or not? I don't know. Why am I even more sparkly right now? You see that? I'm falling apart, y'all. Pixelating as you see me. I'm falling apart. Anyway, so that was the Mandela effect. I thought it'd be interesting. I think that, to be honest, is something that would need to be discussed at a different time, because diving into the nuance of a Mandela effect and how people could achieve it, people have done it. They erase. That's what PR teams are for. PR teams and fixers and people that do, all of this advertising and, public relations cover up. Their job is to spin things. They spin it like where they make something make stand out and something fall in the background. And so people forget, or they are like, oh, well, this makes more sense. You know what I mean? So it skews perception, it skews mindset and how people view events and things of that nature. You can see it very, very particularly with the assassination attempt, and depending on who was reporting it, how it was mentioned and referred to. I mean, everything is a matter of perspective, but I don't think journalism should be. Journalism is supposed to be integrity and facts, but no, not anymore. Now it's clicks and 3-second snippets and sound bites. So we've kind of gone a long way. The longest. I'm going to get off here in a minute because I'm hot. It's hot in here now. I am falling apart at the corners. I'm like one of those movies, like Pixels, where it's like, and going off into the universe. By the way, I have asked you guys over and over and over again to give me topics. Mine are literally pulled out of my rear ends a little like an hour before I went live. So if you want non-stanky topics, you should let me know. And don't just like tell me right now. Put it in the comments, because here's what happens. My brain is like right now, it's like mush. I haven't eaten today. I need to go get something to eat. I'm out of chicken nuggets, so I need to order Walmart. So it's a whole thing. My one food I eat is I'm out of. My point is, put it in the comments so that I can look at it later. I do check my comments very regularly. I do try to respond to people. Sometimes if you come on something that's older, I might not catch it right away. I do try to at least put a heart on it. And that does tell you, I did read your comment. And maybe I just, frankly, had nothing interesting to say. Because that's entirely true. Especially if you're just showing love. But if you have a topic idea or something you'd like to see, and I don't care what it is. It could be, hey, could you go into the murder that happened up the street? I will go into that, y'all. I can pull all the sources, not even playing with you. I can pull all the news stories. I can tell you what happened. We can relate it to issues in the country. We can do anything. We could talk about Generation X versus Generation RSTLNE. We could talk about, what flavor of coffee is. I don't drink coffee, so let's not do that. We could talk about which is better, Coke or Pepsi, and why. We could do anything. And I'm here for it. But you got to tell me, because otherwise I'm just sitting up here flapping my gums, hoping that somebody pushes me into a topic that y'all want to hear. I'll come better prepared next time. I'll do something better. Greek gods and goddesses. Love that subject. Cliff has an OnlyFans. Could be a conspiracy. Could be true. If I knew, I still wouldn't tell you. I might have an OnlyFans. Could be a conspiracy. Could be true. If it was true, I wouldn't tell you. Just saying. You just never know. He rubs on his nipples enough, you'd think he would, right? I told him, I said, if I did that, right before we started this morning, I said, if I did that, sincerely, if I did that, we'd get canceled right away. We'd be on the wrong, platform. That'd be a hell of a show. Yeah, there's also a lot of things where people are like, oh, they put dirty things in. Look at me. I'm falling apart, y'all. It's the lighting, I think. I don't know. I gotta go. I'm just going to ramble on and on and on. I don't want to do that. I don't want to hold you guys any longer. I'm sure there's plenty of cool stuff to do and things to go get touch grass, sniff some air, play a game. I probably will in a little bit. No, I'm not going live playing Fortnite. I was thinking about it, but I'm not going to do it because I'm just tired of being on camera. I'm not going to lie. Those pictures of Easy Mill showing his knees. Yeah, that was kind of funny. Well, he also had the ones where he's next to ACAL, and he looks like 80 feet tall. I was like, dang, what the hell? But no. All right, so I'm going to get off here, you guys. I am going to snip up those parts. For what it's worth, it's content. It's all curated. Don't believe anything anybody tells you. But yeah, I'm not going to keep you guys forever because, honestly, can you see I'm burnt out? I'm so burnt out. And I need to order Walmart. So I get my chicken nuggets and peanut M&Ms. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for hanging out with me. I love you guys. See you in the next one. and around the way. Or I'm sorry, let me do like Cliff does. 3 fingers. He's gonna be so mad at making fun of him. Yeah. This is what he does. Yeah. I love y'all. I gotta go. Deuces. I'm gonna do like Tom does. See you later. Goodbye. Have a good day.